I already had the mics faded up. There's no way that wasn't.
Oh my god!
I tried to beat it. I had a sneeze I had to get through. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Rise the Podcast. I am Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Brownie.
I legitimately am like looking at the clock, and Chris is asking me for a second by second countdown, and then I don't know. At 5 seconds, I felt the sneeze coming on.
You can suck down on the roof of your mouth, and it prevents you from sneezing.
All right, so let's talk about this for a second. I had to have a drug test today. And so...
Is it because you're on drugs?
Yeah, right, exactly. And I complained to you about this earlier, Chris. So it's always a little tough when someone's watching you, right? So I had read recently, all-knowing wisdom Kara here, you suck it down in the roof of your mouth to stop a sneeze, that when you die, you wet yourself.
Yeah, your body releases all of it.
So if you ever have a hard time
before,
peeing, does anybody know the trick to pee?
Pretend like you're dead?
You hold your breath. And if you hold it long enough, your body will just release whatever urine you have left.
Interesting.
I could not hold my breath.
Can you imagine just like holding your breath and you like pass out?
So I could not hold my breath long enough to pee today. So he had to turn the water on so I could hear the water run, and then that did it for me. But
Poor
So
Jeremy.
for those of you who are wondering, Chance is running a little bit late. We're just sort of vamping at the beginning of the show. We do have a special guest coming on.
So
never
what we're
got
gonna
wrong with
do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a special guest on tonight, and I'm very excited to have Chance on here. Is that when he does arrive, we're gonna put up a little hold screen, and then we're gonna get him in, we're gonna get him situated, and then we will resume, and we will have a very fun episode from there on out.
Yep.
So yeah, we didn't want to make him feel rushed getting back from the cities or anything. So
No. Once he runs through hair and makeup, and then right now,
yeah, he gets to the green room, gets his
to the green room.
massage, all that.
Exactly. Yep. We'll get him
And
in
we
here.
have masseuse here?
Only
What
for
have I been
guests.
doing?
Only for guests.
Oh, only for guests. Dang it.
That's where all the budget goes.
Oh, so anyway, we'll just have normal podcasty BS time. Did Wyatt type, "Oh, I'm here" yet?
No, John says, "Let's get this party started."
Oh, hi,
Yes.
John. So yeah,
I don't know how I missed that. I was looking for chat and I didn't see it, and then all of a sudden it was like boop right up in the window.
right up in there and got it. So anyways, so video game players here. I was going to ask Chance about this, but he's not here yet. I have a funny story about Derek, because this wouldn't be a podcast. So Derek goes, "Oh, how long has it been since you talked about me? Probably it's been a while." And I was like, "Dude, we literally probably talk about you every single week."
Every week at
Seriously.
7:03, there's a story.
Derek time. He's not even here yet. So anyways, so Derek came back, and we've been talking a lot about Call of Duty, Cold War. And him and his friend, Cody, tend to normally just talk in a party chat. And this week, Derek got into the lobby and was just playing around in the lobby. Now, the first thing you have to know is Derek grinded out the skins for these guns. So he got diamond camo, which makes you look sweaty. It makes you look like a try-hard, right? And Derek probably is, but he's really good at Call of Duty. He's just really, really good at it.
Ooh, watching from Big Daddy's Burgers, says David.
No way!
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm
You gonna bring
jealous.
me
A good
breakfast
burger and an
burger?
average podcast.
Right?
Maybe more iconic too.
Oh, right?
We're a great podcast, Chris. Don't undersell us.
I'll reserve judgment for other people.
So Derek... Sorry, I was really thirsty. It's very hot in here today. It's very, very hot in here.
It is comfortable in here today.
So Derek was in a lobby, and there's an unwritten rule with Call of Duty. So when you're carrying a sniper and you come up close range to another person that has a sniper, you snipe each other. You do not pull out your secondary.
So how do you learn this rule?
It's an unwritten, just a known.
I guess people know it, but this guy got mad at Derek because he lost in a 1v1 snipe fight with Derek. So for the rest of the match, every two of those times came close together, this guy would pull out his secondary and kill Derek. So at the end of the match, he started talking some smack to Derek, and Derek talked so much smack back that a match or two later, Derek's talking, and all immediately gets cut off of voice chat. And when he pulls up and looks at his gamer tag, there's a giant through his microphone, and he gets a message from Xbox Live saying, "You've been banned until Saturday, or would be Sunday at 3 a.m. He still can't talk right now. Till Sunday at 3 a.m. It's a 72-hour ban for the stuff he spoke in the game lobby.
So Jeremy shared with me earlier what exactly he said. That was a good comeback.
It
was.
seriously was. And I think the guy deserved it 100%. He was being a douchebag.
It gets even better. All right. The story gets even a little bit better. And both of you haven't heard this yet. So Derek is just, he's just amped up. He's just,
What is he now?
he's just, ooh. And so he's, first off, he already said that he appreciates that we, of course, supported him at work. Like, oh man, that's a bunch of poop. That guy, that's ridiculous. Say it's Xbox Live. What do they expect here? You know, like,
Yeah.
So we were on his side. So he felt like really good, like that we had his back. Okay. But here's what's even funnier. Dave, my coworker Dave, asked, and he goes, "What is this guy's gamer tag?" And so he tells him, and somebody else in the room says, "Oh, that's an inappropriate gamer tag." So this guy has an inappropriate gamer tag. So what I might do, we'll see.
I'll report it. They'll probably listen to a woman more than a man.
It gets even better. We got together as a group, and we were going to write a message to Xbox about this guy's gamer tag being offensive, but the first letter of each sentence starts with Derek's gamer tag, so it spells it out. Derek's gamer tag. And Dave wrote the whole thing. I'll share it with you guys after the podcast. It's super funny.
That's brilliant.
It's really funny.
That is...
Taking a page out of Arnold Schwarzenegger's book while he was governor.
That's hilarious.
Could you imagine? And then could you imagine logging on and then it would be like, "Sir, your Xbox gamer tag has been flagged as offensive," and this guy would have to change it? That's hilarious.
Well, that happened to Thilmany.
Did it really?
Yeah, his gamer tag used to be Pull My Wee Wee, but it's WII, like the Nintendo Wii.
Totally fine.
And like it was really funny. Every time I saw it, I would laugh. I was like, "Ha, wee wee." But apparently somebody reported him.
Just a 12-year-old inside of you is like, wee wee.
That's really, really funny. I love that. Poor Ryan. So what did he have to do? Because then so Lego, when you sign up for a Lego VIP account or whatever, it auto assigns you a username to go change it. And I would actually make my name this. They call me Earl Shorthog.
Earl Shorthog.
Yeah, but my picture's like a hedgehog.
Okay.
Yeah, and Earl Shorthog is the random name it assigned me, and I'm like, I don't know, that's kind of fun.
That's hilarious.
Earl Shorthog.
Oh my gosh.
So this guy will get his gamer tag changed to a non-offensive one, and maybe he'll be Earl Shorthog II. Junior.
Oh my gosh.
So that's been my gaming news for the week. So Chris, take a second and tell us about your new computer.
I mean, I don't know how much there is to tell other than it's about 1,000,000% better than my other one in every conceivable way. You know, there's something that it does that I appreciate that my other computer didn't. I put my computer into sleep mode.
Yep.
Instead of shutting it all the way down most of the time.
Yep.
And just not that it's any faster or slower or anything, but it's just like I like keeping my tabs open for my internet and stuff like that. Like,
Yep.
Whatever. So my old computer would just randomly wake itself up, and then it would just be on like the login screen on one of my monitors, just like wasting my monitor's runtime, life or whatever.
Yep.
So, you know how when you came over and you accidentally turned the computer off when you the button, when you put it in sleep mode, you have to push the power button to turn it back on.
So it won't randomly turn itself on.
So it won't randomly turn itself back on. You actually have, because I was like smashing on the keyboard and moving, so I was like, why won't this wake back up? Then I pressed because the power button was blinking, so I just single pressed the power button and I woke up and I was like, this is where it's at.
Has the LED light got to you yet? Have you put a piece of tape over it?
So the way that it's oriented is outside of my peripheral vision.
Nice.
So I haven't had to deal with that yet.
When my computer is in sleep but not off, the RAM sticks stay lit up. It lights up the whole main floor at night. Mm-hmm. If we shut all the lights out to go to bed and I haven't actually shut down my computer, it's just going. It's so bright.
Man, you should leave it on because after I'm done feeding Chip in the middle of the night, I always have to pee. So,
every night?
Every night. And so I'm sitting there with my phone like creeping down the stairs.
Well, we can leave the RAM lights on.
Just
put it in an upstairs bathroom.
Amen.
Chris.
Amen.
No.
Preach, brother.
No.
Preach.
Absolutely
Here's
not.
the thing. Jeremy's never been pregnant. He doesn't know what it's like to be fat, having to pee in the middle of the night, rolling your fat belly out of bed, down the stairs, down to the opposite end of the house, pee, and then roll
your bathroom
yourself
and
all the way
bedroom couldn't
back.
be more far apart
Seriously,
from each other in
they're
that house.
literally the furthest rooms apart from each other.
But why don't you just use a bedpan? I would have put it in one of those like squatty potty
gosh,
things that you could just.
and you're gonna change it every night?
If you pee only, yes.
Yeah. No. All right. If anybody's watching, write in the comments, should we put in an upstairs bathroom? Please say yes.
If you write in the comments, you will also be paying a portion of this upstairs bathroom.
I will start a Patreon.
Yeah, or a GoFundMe for your
GoFundMe.
for your
Exactly.
bathroom.
Yep.
Jeez,
Because I need an upstairs bathroom, guys.
you're so funny.
You'd only be adding value to your home.
Amen.
So, in the spirit of local content creators, so tonight we're having Chance come on, who wrote the show Lifties. I want to do a shout out to Justin as well from Cinephile Studios. So, Chris, I know you've been watching his daily Cinephile.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tune into him when I can. What do you think of the one where he ate coffee?
Coffee?
I actually missed that one.
Did you really?
I try like he posts sometimes at like random times at night, and I'll just have to like it'll be up for like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh cool, I'll watch it. And then sometimes I just don't get served them up, and I like, not that I'm not interested, but I'm not going out of my way to find them. But they come up enough in my subscriptions that I've seen most of them.
Carrot, it gets worse.
He's already on like episode 50 something. That's
I
crazy
know.
how fast time goes.
It's unbelievable. So it gets worse. So in spirit of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, apparently he eats coffee grounds every day or something, I guess. So that's why Justin wanted to try it. But Justin used already brewed grounds. Oh. And like at work, sometimes depending on who makes the coffee, they don't put enough grounds in, and it is one of the worst things. It's hot flavored bean water. Then it is. I will give you that. You need to use more ground. You need to err on the side of more grounds than you do need to less.
You can always put in a
grounds.
little bit of water. out of
Right,
tap or
exactly, to
something.
cut it if you need to.
Brad says you should do an outhouse on the roof.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
Brad.
Jared says obviously you need to put one in because he knows a guy.
Yeah, I know he knows a guy who knows
It's
a
me.
guy who's, yes, of course I know him. He's me.
Brad, I don't want an upstairs outhouse.
Speaking of which,
I was going to say, speaking of an outdoor outhouse.
you do you.
Okay.
I have something else related.
I sent Jeremy a picture today, a couple days ago of a medieval bathroom. And it literally is an upstairs outhouse. It's like the toilet, but then there's this tube that goes all the way down through the different levels and then out the chute. Anyway, somebody commented on it and they're like, imagine if somebody farted into that hole and the sound just kind of bounced on the wall all the way down.
Who has quiet bathroom spots? It always has air while you're going.
Yeah. But and then it said,
That's what rain gutters are for.
gross. Anyway,
So
that
what I
my
was going to
thing.
say was you are no longer allowed on the internet, Kara.
Why?
A picture was released today of Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I heard he is
workout.
getting jacked for.
Have you seen the picture?
I have not, but I'm gonna look at it
No,
right now.
Kara, stop right
Here we
now,
go.
Kara.
Hold on a
No.
second, guys. It's happening.
He is ripped,
Woo!
needless to say.
Ewan
Yeah.
McGregor.
I just
shirtless.
said-
Do you remember when you said he was looking old?
He's not anymore. Have you seen the picture?
Oh yeah,
You saw the picture?
yeah. I wasn't even
Wait.
trying to see it. I saw that's how everywhere it is.
Wait, what am I looking for?
He's got a black shirt on with white writing on it.
Oh
Ewan
no! I saw a
McGregor.
shirtless one.
You saw a shirtless one?
Shirtless Ewan McGregor flexing like that. I think it was on
What?
Reddit
Why didn't you send it to me?
because I have morals.
Chris.
I didn't want Jeremy to feel like.
I just said you weren't allowed on the internet to look it up.
I don't know. I'm looking it up.
I'll
now
pull it up
I need
for
to look
you.
it up so the internet can see it.
We're all ridiculous. I think it was on Star Wars Leaks, Chris.
Oh, was it?
I'm sorry to everybody.
Here it is. Here it is. Kara, what are you? Don't like that. I just said she wasn't allowed on the internet. It's on Star Wars Leaks 1,000,000,000%.
Okay.
I'd rub those muscles.
You are ridiculous. But I can't believe old Ewan's getting ripped for Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was never muscular.
Yeah, he was.
No,
You just
no,
couldn't see it underneath the
no.
armor.
Yeah, he's wearing
You
all
want
the
to just show it, or
robes,
you can pull-
like-
I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay, all right.
I mean, come on.
If it actually, you know what? With our internet being the way it is, let's just show it. Just show it.
Here we go. Here we go.
If there's any ladies watching, just appreciate that.
To the right a little bit. More to the right, like over your chair. Over your chair.
There it pulled, didn't it?
No, they did not. Sorry, your left. There you go. I'm trying to tell you where the focus box
Yeah.
is.
Look at that guy. He's in great shape.
You're
Oh, hello
never too
there.
old to get in shape.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, come on, Ewan. Don't you have anything else to do with your
Time like ride motorcycles across the world.
And what else
My-
would he do? He did around, he did it up, he did down.
There's plenty. Diagonal. That's a direction.
What if he went around Australia?
Wyatt says, looks like me.
Oh, you're so funny, Wyatt. You are so
You haven't aged
funny.
enough to be able to develop musculature like that.
Although, okay, I'll give Wyatt credit. I jumped on his back the other day, and I didn't break him. So there's that.
So you see another person that's taller than you at work?
No, we're probably the same height.
Okay.
Yep.
You just only employ giants at the Air Force?
I guess so.
Wait, what movie was it? Star Wars?
Well,
When you go
okay.
see, and like all of your buddies are there. And it's
Probably.
Like, so they're like 6'5", 6'7". So Jeremy
That
looks like the
was-
short guy out, and I'm 5'9".
That was
so
it.
I'm like looking up at all these
Yeah, Dave's
monsters.
6'5".
I mean, there was Sammy,
Well, he wasn't there, though.
and Rich isn't very tall.
No, you need to stop blasting him.
I love blasting him, though.
Just leave it at that. We may have to actually go omit old episodes so that they don't air. We have to redact them from the internet so that they don't
Why?
get air. Because we can't be putting people on blast.
You put them on blast all the time.
I change their identities.
No, you don't.
The only one I don't is
I was gonna
Derek
say.
and maybe Wyatt.
Those are the only two you ever talk about.
Well, you're the one who puts someone else on blast.
Because it's funny.
Not funny. Not
Not
funny.
until Jeremy gets promoted.
That's right. So, anyways, yeah, I saw that picture today of Ewan, and I was like, oh,
Delicious.
you are not
I
allowed
wouldn't
on the
say
internet.
delicious. I would say like impressive.
I just
You're a
can't
dude, of course
imagine
you're just
ripped
gonna say
Kenobi.
impressive.
Like, I can't imagine, like, Kenobi sitting there like,
Okay, here's the thing.
let
Now,
me pick up Luke as a boy.
there was...
Which way to the Jawa gym?
Oh, Lord. The Jawa juice. Would you rather see Kylo Ren shirtless
Yes.
or Ewan McGregor shirtless?
Ewan McGregor.
100% Ewan McGregor. 100%. Write in the comments, who do you want to see shirtless? Between Ewan McGregor and Kylo Ren.
Juliet, you
saying.
better not answer either.
Girl, if you're watching, you know. You know.
You're so ridiculous. I also saw a thing that said, like, the only reason Padme died is because she
What?
realized Obi-Wan was off the market.
Right?
Brad said Ray.
Brad, I did say Ewan McGregor or well,
No,
Obi-Wan.
that's fine.
I
That's
know,
fine.
I
I
know.
love Brad.
I do too.
Brad is
Ray.
anything. He self admits he's sarcastic. So you ask that question, you're gonna get that answer.
Fine. Anyway.
What was it? I didn't do any prep work for this week's podcast.
No, I did. I've got notes.
Oh yeah, so good.
But
Yeah,
they're
for
based
the-
off of
We're
our...
just waiting on the guest, which is totally fine.
Jared says, "Does Daisy Ridley count?" That's Ray.
That's Ray.
Obviously, it counts.
So we're talking about memes too the other day, Chris, and so I've seen a bunch of ones this week where it's Ray with a bunch of different last names, which is really funny, and it's all
Like Ray Maytag.
Yep, Ray Maytag, and Ray this, Ray that. But then the other meme that's been going around is so the Mars launched their rover.
We launched a rover to Mars. Mars does not launch a rover.
NASA launched a rover. Yeah, if it was the other way, it'd be bad. And so this thing is going to go around, and then it's going to drill core samples out, and it's going to lay them down on the ground. And then we're going to send another one that's going to land, and it's going to pick up those samples and then fly back to Earth.
Yeah, so we can analyze them here because
So we can-
some of the machinery used to do proper analysis of them is too big to be able to put onto a rover.
Yep.
Interesting.
So yeah, Mark Rober did a video.
Did he on it?
Yeah, do you know he used to work at
Yeah, I
NASA
know.
JPL, right?
I know. Mark
So-
Rober does everything.
Yeah, he's like incredibly handsome, incredibly successful, worked at NASA.
So I thought of a cool show idea, Chris. And again,
Don't say it on here if you want to not have it ripped off.
well, I don't know when we would.
you, Brad.
I know, right? I don't know when we would ever produce it, but I was watching James May Goes to Japan. And so James May is a lot like Adam Savage, I would say. They're very similar. They can take stuff apart. They're very mechanically orientated. So everybody has a skill that they wish that they would even trade their other skills to be better at. So James
Mine is
May,
singing.
I know, right? And so what would you give up to be a better singer?
I would give up everything. I would give up being able to edit videos.
Right, exactly,
Dang,
right? To be able to
boy.
sing, okay?
Yep.
And then, all right, so here's the thing I thought was funny. So James May said he would give up everything, all of his ability to tinker, his woodworking skills, everything, to be able to paint. Okay, and I thought that was really interesting. So I thought a cool idea would be for a show is you take somebody who wishes they could be like a good tinkerer, but they have to be the best, like a really good painter. Then you take like James May and you like connect them together for an episode.
That'd be kind of cool.
So you take somebody who wishes they could do something, and then the skill they're going to give up, somebody else wants the skill that they would give up, but then they want the
So
skill.
they basically trade.
Yeah, that they trade and then put them together. I don't know if like they try to teach each other or if they try to like talk each other out of it or what it could be.
What?
Yeah.
We can figure that out.
Wouldn't that be kind of fun?
Hey, Brad said, Braid. Wow. Brad says same here. So
To sing?
yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Because the thing is, like, I really like singing. I do it all the time, and you guys heard me sing. It's not very good. But if I can make money singing songs,
Oh man! Speaking of which, so we got a rock band microphone, a new rock band microphone, because the last one got broken, and so we plugged the new one in, and I feel it's way more sensitive.
Poor Jeremy.
And so I tried to sing these songs that I was crushing at the Super Bowl, and I was just voice cracky and just bad.
you need
What
to drink
was
more
the-
water.
What song were you singing
AFI.
that you ended up giving me the microphone?
Oh, Take Me Home, Country Roads.
So Jeremy sang the first half of "Take Me Home, Country Road," and it was like
It's just got added,
flashing.
Chris. John Denver.
It was flashing red, and he hands me the microphone, and I end up like at the very top.
Nice.
Just I think I ended up with like an 88% or something like that.
Kara's ridiculous. That's all I'm
I was a
saying.
vocal music major before I switched to hygiene.
I know there's a comment there.
Brad says, "I am Lord." Yeah.
But anyway, so we got this. So I've been trying to sing these songs that I wanted to sing, and yeah, I can't sing either. What skill would I want to give up? What would I give up?
Do you even have a skill to give up?
Well, I've
Jeremy?
got the whole like jack of all trades, king of none symposium going on. So would I give up all of my abilities to be? I wouldn't sing, but I would say like maybe play an instrument. Like be like really good at an instrument.
Jim Mallory says RGB couches are in.
Yes. You
I don't think he's seen them yet. So
custom job.
yeah, it matches
Chris,
Jerry's
what if
computer.
somehow we got in the RGBing couch industry? That would be our legacy. We just
Yeah, of all the things we've done,
we just
become
bling out-
famous for
blinging couches out.
Oh
But no, like
my
people
gosh.
custom order blinged
Yeah.
out couches through us.
That'd be cool.
Well, what you would do is you would kind of do like a mid-century modern kind of like arm and have it just be like a wood wrap. And so it's hollow on the inside and then just put LEDs completely on the inside of the arms. That could
That'd
be
be
cool,
sweet.
right?
That'd
Or
be
like
sweet.
do resin, like do strip of wood, resin, and then wherever the resin is, put the LED in there. So like you got the LED stripes going all the way back. You know what I'm saying?
That would be sick.
Just saying.
Jeez, Kara.
What?
Hey, these are not hot glued.
They're not hot glued. They're actually mounted and gaff taped. There's physical screws. The couch can handle being screwed into. The chair is gaff taped because it's so weak.
We should just reinforce that chair.
I
should.
need to.
You should.
I should just make my own chair.
Jim, because there's obviously the stream delay. Jim said put LED inside a resin arm, and then he's like, "Yeah, resin." So he had the exact same idea as you.
Yes.
You both are absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, great minds think alike. Just saying. Just saying.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Any news from Chance?
He's on his way.
That
He's
works
on
for me.
his way.
That works for me.
Inbound.
So let's see. I did some research. I checked out their stuff. Anyway, I watched both of their episodes
Don't
out of
talk
excited.
about it before he gets here.
I'm not going to talk about it before he gets here. I just can't believe all the local familiar faces
Oh, that you've said.
that I've seen now. It's crazy. We had so Wyatt went and did an article on him, and we had Wyatt on him and Don't Tell Me Adriana.
Yep.
Wyatt and Adriana were on and then about their movie, and I've watched their movie.
That
and
was the week Chip was born. Because I
that was the
born.
week Chip was born.
That's true.
Yep.
It's already been that long.
Yep.
And they said they would come back.
It's been 9 weeks since they were on.
Dang.
They're working on a new movie. They're gonna shoot this summer.
Really?
Yep.
Cool.
And so is Keith, right?
Yep, Keith already shot.
He's done?
Yeah, because all he has to do is the wraparounds for Great Bigger Dave. So
Dang.
I think they did everything in one weekend, if I recall correctly.
Holy cow. That is intense.
Actually, I think White and Adriana helped on that.
No way. That's super cool.
So, and of course, starring Matt Rasmussen.
Who's also in Lifties,
Yep.
which is funny, and I'll get to that when Chance gets here. But it was just fun to see all the familiar faces. It's really fun. YouTube's such a great place.
Like, I talk about how, like, the local filmmaking community, like, there's a few different people in it, but, like, it's not a gigantic, like, eventually you just know everybody.
Yeah, I guess so. It's absolutely.
That's like, even if you don't know them directly, it's like you recognize the name, you recognize the face.
right.
Type of thing. Where it's like, oh, yeah, that's you.
That's you.
Are they doing the film festival again this year?
The Blue Superior Film Festival.
The one where all the big people come in?
Oh, Catalyst.
Sure.
That's
that
the
one.
name of it.
So,
Because of Walmart, probably.
Well, they did it last year.
No, they didn't, did they?
I thought they did because I thought AJ went to it.
I don't know if it was an in-person one or just like a thing you just sent your stuff into or something.
Maybe that was it.
yeah, I guess I don't recall.
My younger brother and one of his old professors are working on writing a screenplay or whatever for, or a script, I guess, for a TV show. It's going to be kind of cool, I think.
That is going to be cool. It's really, really neat. Mm-hmm. But all right, so Chris, you got your new computer.
Yes.
You're happy as a kite.
Are kites
Happy as a
stereotypically happy?
Isn't it happy as a clam?
Why would clams be happy?
Because they're in the water, surfing around in the beach, y'all.
Yeah.
Happy as a kite. That sounds
It's
better.
happy as a clam.
No one likes clams.
I like clams.
I hate clams.
Yeah, I know.
I cut my foot on a clam once.
I got bit
you
by a
really?
crab once in the ocean.
It was so funny.
Pinched.
I was floating out in the ocean. Jeremy came swimming out to me. And
You get right on the toe.
He did. He grabbed my toe and held on.
Jeremy's just standing there. We're talking, and all of a sudden, Jeremy screams.
Is this in Hawaii?
And so I
No,
freak
Cape
out.
Cod.
Well, we were also in Great White.
That was actually off the coast of Nantucket, which is an
Yeah.
island off Massachusetts.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Okay,
you
I know.
Anyway, Jeremy screamed, and I just completely ditched Jeremy, and I swam back to shore as fast as I possibly could.
Man, every man
I
for
felt
himself.
like I got out of the water so fast myself. So like I could have been running on top of it, is how fast I was going, because he just latched on and wouldn't let go.
Was he still on when he got onto the shore?
No, but I had to kick him off. I had to kick him off, and then he let go. He's probably trying to grab my other foot when he let go, and then went for the other.
Can you
one.
imagine? It's like your
gets
shoelaces
both?
are tied together.
Yeah.
Like big toe on both sides. Like,
Tip over, and then all the
destroyed by crab.
and then all the other crabs get me. Yeah, it's a crab
The last
nightmare.
thing Kara ever sees is you getting dragged deeper into the ocean. Be like, no.
It wasn't even a shark. The only man alive getting murdered by crabs.
Crabs are disgusting looking, by the way.
Well, when we were in Hawaii, because we were in Hawaii, there would be these little ones, and
Little
they side
tiny
shimmy
ones.
away from you. So you step, and they just go like, yeah, they just off to the
The
side.
little tiny ones are adorable. When they get really big and kind of gross looking,
It's
yeah.
like if their claws are too small to pinch, that's fine.
Yeah,
They were
that's true.
super cute. There was just these tiny little holes. in
All
the sand.
you're
They'd be
saying,
like-
Kara, is that you like Krabby, but not Kingler.
Exactly.
No, Krabby and Kingler are both cool.
In Pokemon Go, I actually named one of my Krabby's
Brad,
Cookie.
I'm not reading that on the stream.
I want to know what he said.
Probably somebody happy as a clam,
No,
happy as a
Oh.
mussel.
it's about crabs.
Oh, Lord,
Did he say I got
Brad.
crabs?
He says they itched.
Yeah. My toe was bleeding. But yeah, so that was a weird swimming experience, Chris. I've had a lot of weird swimming experiences. So that one, the whole entire beach, and I'm surprised you actually went swimming, Kara.
Why?
Jellyfish had come in, but they weren't stingers. So there was these jellyfish the size of golf balls that looked like that old Orbit soda.
Ugh.
Yeah, there was tons of them. I'm talking thousands of them.
I would
You
not be
remember
able
that?
to. I would not be able to.
So you had to
in that
swim, and you
water.
just had jellyfish golf balls bouncing all over
I would
your
throw
entire
up.
body. Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to
Really?
do it.
We still swam in it.
course you did.
I cannot be touched by stuff when I'm in the water. That I will immediately get out.
I cannot be touched by seaweed.
Yeah,
Ew.
it's like any type of anything.
Yeah,
So I'm paranoid of being attacked by a fish, even though I know there's no way a fish would ever try to attack
Barracuda
me.
would.
I mean, barracudas are huge and angry though.
Yeah, they
And
would
they're
really
in warm
attack you.
tropical waters.
Well, that doesn't mean Chris is never going to not be in warm tropical water.
I've been in warm tropical water, but I probably will only go out to about knee deep, so I still have a chance of escaping with my life.
You could lose a leg, but that's it.
Yeah.
Barracuda is what went after
gross.
Nemo, right?
Yep. After Nemo or Marlin's wife and all the eggs and the only eggs
Oh, at
that,
the very beginning.
yeah.
Look at me dropping sweet Nemo knowledge. Barracuda.
Brad says he can stare at the jellyfish tanks at the aquarium for hours. It's definitely his fave.
They're super
He should have
cool.
seen
They're
in the
interesting to
water.
look at.
Yeah.
I don't want them to touch me.
Oh, dude, they were all over us.
They weren't the ones with
these
like
ones
tentacles or
stingers.
anything. They were just like blobs.
There was a park ranger that showed up, and we're like,
It's like
is
somebody
it?
just blowing giant boogers on you.
That's
in
what
the
it was.
ocean.
It was a billion boogers. It was swimming in booger
But yeah,
water.
the one guy that drove up, he told us to
Yeah,
watch
he
out
said-
for sharks. Like he
Yeah,
was-
it was Great White Week. They were moving
Oh,
it
they
for
had
real.
it scheduled in.
Yeah,
This
no,
week is when they're going to do all
well,
their
it was
attacks.
like we were in there migrating.
So, Chris, that
okay.
reminds me of the deer crossing thing. I gotta move that deer crossing. No, the deer
they
crossing
shouldn't
sign
cross
is
here.
the deer crossing sign is there because that's where they tend to cross. Yeah, it was just this was their migration time, and
Okay.
so he said just keep an eye out for great white, but the jellyfish won't hurt you. And so it was weird at first.
I
but-
thought he was joking. And then we looked it up and realized that he wasn't joking. And I
So
was
this
like,
is in like Miami? Or?
no, this is all still
up in
Nantucket.
Nantucket.
That was
Really?
when we-
Jellyfish in Nantucket? I thought the water would be too cold up there.
No, it was nice. It was nice when we went. We went
Yeah,
in July.
Was it July?
I think so.
Yeah.
We rented
Whenever I
a,
think of North Atlantic, I think of just cold AF. That's
Right. But no, it was fine.
Interesting.
We actually it was fun. We took we rented a Jeep and we drove it on the beach from
but before you drive it on the beach, you got to let all the air out and get the tires down to like 18 or 15 psi. So they're
So
just
you actually have traction?
so you
or-
actually have traction.
and when we were driving we saw a little seal swimming like
He was on the
along
beach. There was one that was on the
singing
beach.
Yeah.
Kiss from a Rose or whatever?
Da, 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 da. Okay. So anyway,
anyway, he was super cute and it was fun and I totally want to do that again.
it was awesome. It was super
You guys
awesome.
have had a lot of adventures. No adventures since we started doing the podcast.
No, not
Well,
really.
one adventure,
I was
but
gonna say we went to
let's not bring
Disneyland.
that up because I haven't done anything with that footage or anything. So let's not even think about that.
Brad would probably love to see that footage. He really truly would.
We have like those 3 sequences that I cut together.
That are hilarious.
There's like the hyperlapse and then the
Wait, the hyperlapse are like, you can't record through security.
oh no, not that was a driving hyperlapse.
Oh, driving.
Then the lady
hyperlapse.
thought the bipod was a weapon.
I was like, no,
It's a tripod.
this isn't. That's all it is. What a moron.
Brad says there are jellyfish with bioluminescence like the light strips right now. That's crazy.
That is super cool. Because of all the cold weather we've been having up here, we've seen a lot of northern light pictures recently. I have northern light pictures.
I was going to say,
recently.
with all the cold weather the entire United States has been having, people have been taking in sea turtles because it's been like they could die if they don't get into warmth.
Really?
Yeah, so
That's
there's been
crazy.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sea turtles being brought into these huge like areas where they're being kept warm so they don't die.
Why can't I get a job as a sea turtle warmer?
Seriously, like
That
Just
would
like
be
laying
fun
on
day.
top of them, like, I'll keep you warm,
I'll save
buddy.
you. It just seems
I
like
would love
the
that.
absolute
Hey, Gabe,
best.
welcome to the stream.
Hi, Gabe. Hola, Gabe. Tu comos bebe agua? Bebos agua?
Babies.
Wait, no, do como baby?
Do you eat,
and drink water?
Yeah, that's
Oh
about
my
I'll
gosh.
get there.
How many crowns do you have, Jeremy?
42. 42.
There's a reason he hasn't golded anything yet.
You haven't even golded intro? It's only 3 levels.
No, I've golded intro. And I've also golded flirting.
You
The
gold
most
flirting the
useless
first
skill.
time you go through it.
Yeah. That's why
You must have done idioms too.
I
then.
did do idioms.
Hey, it's Ryan James Thilmany.
Ryan.
How you feeling,
So, Ryan.
Social security number 123.
Yeah, right. Click, bang, bang, bang. Loud, clanky pot noises for
Yeah.
Ryan.
Too hungover to come down in person, but not hungover
Oh,
enough to
Kara
watch
had to clean the whole
stream.
studio,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Ryan.
You were going to help. Poor
WTF.
Ryan. Poor Brian. Last week during the Lego build, we asked him
Yeah.
politely to go get food, and he did.
Yes.
You know what I also asked him politely? To finish his damn drinks, and he never does. And he leaves a third of a soda behind.
You were so surprisingly intent when you're like, oh, Ryan actually finished one, but then the next one was full.
Sorry,
so
Ryan. We just had to
funny.
put you on blast. Thank you for joining in. He's probably like uninstalled YouTube from his phone.
Right?
He's like, I shouldn't have even commented I was here. Dang it.
Right? I'm glad he did. Have I told you, like on the podcast, Rock Band is very fun. Derek wants to come over and play Rock Band. A couple other people want to come over and have a big Rock Band party. I'd like to either do the thing, rent a big thing, and then.
Yeah.
But I also
you can
want
rent a theater at Marcus for like.
That's our thing. Secrets.
I know that.
Secrets.
Why is it a secret?
Because we're gonna film it.
Secrets.
You didn't hear anything.
But anyways, I also want to like put a big screen out in the yard and have like a Rock Band block party where people can actually come
That'd be
over
super
and say
cool.
hi.
We have a lot of like younger families and stuff like that in our neighborhood.
I think they would
a
have
lot of
fun.
people would really like it.
Yeah.
I'm
Bob would
imagining
come over.
summertime, right? Not
Yeah,
tomorrow.
absolutely summertime.
There's like.
But there's new mode in Rock Band Rivals, which is really fun, and it's a rocky drama, and it makes
It's
you
hilarious.
it makes your band become like a VH1 behind the music, and so it's like all these people talking about you and it, like third
David,
person.
it's a secret.
Right? Is David just type it in chat?
Yeah.
We didn't just say it's a secret for no reason. We're already spoiling all of our stuff.
Sorry.
Well, why don't you take us to some Star Wars leaks besides the Obi-Wan?
That's probably the only thing on.
Just repeated 5 times over again.
Yep.
We'll knock out the Star Wars portion of the podcast right now.
It's like the original picture, and then the next one's like enhance. Enhance.
Yeah, right?
And then like, I drew Ewan McGregor shirtless.
Ewan McDreamy.
Yes.
This is the part that always takes the longest.
Yep.
Chris, while you're pulling that up, I just have to see something really quickly.
What do you have to see?
Oh, Chance is here.
Chance is here. Of course, Chance is
Beautiful.
here.
All right, so you guys vamp for a minute already. Or actually, you know what? We'll be right back. I'm just going to mute this real quick, and we will see you guys in a moment. Hey, we're back.
We're back. So Chris,
Well, we
what
were
did you do,
back.
Chris?
I accidentally tapped the thing again. My hand was in the wrong spot. We're still back, guys.
We're back. We're back. Chris just gets clicky with the buttons.
Yeah, well, if the stupid side buttons would actually work consistently, I'd use them.
I know. So, Chance, boom, hello.
Hello.
You are from Lifties.
I am. Yep. I'm one of the writers and co-creators of the series, and then I also do a little acting in it as well.
So I'm not gonna lie. Seeing you for the first, I watched both your episodes of your Lifties today.
Yeah.
I did, and I loved it. When you walked in, I'm used to Lifties you,
Yeah.
and not you right here.
Yeah. Me as a normal person. Yeah.
Completely different,
Yep.
which is absolutely hilarious. So I'll talk about just what I know for a second. So Chris reached out to me, and you work with Chris, but you guys also
in
had
the same building. We're kind of nowhere near each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I'm working from home now, so now we're definitely nowhere near each other.
Yeah.
Totally. But you guys also had a college class or two together?
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had a couple of writing classes together.
Yep. Did we have Brett Knopbaum's class together?
I think we had one of those too, like a UVP or something.
Very, very formative years. So
So like I said, I sat down. So Chris was like, "Hey, this guy wants to be on. This is going to be the weekend. Let's do it." So I was like, "All right." And so now I hadn't heard of Lifties until Chris said that you wanted to come on.
you and everybody else.
So it's tough promoting your content.
For sure.
So here's what was fun. All right. So there's so much I've got to talk about here. This is absolutely crazy. So I watched it tonight, and I had a really, really good time watching it. So I guess let's just start off with the easy one. So was this based off like personal experience, or tell us a little bit of background about yourself?
Yeah, so my brother and I, we both grew up basically immersed in that alpine snowboard culture. Our dad had ridden professionally in the 80s, like when snowboarding was an emerging sport.
Yeah,
he
that's
rode.
awesome.
He rode for Look Snowboards, which was a small snowboard company that later got bought out by Lamar Snowboards, which I think also got bought out by Burton. So so in a way, he was like third removed from being sponsored by Burton Snowboards.
That's awesome.
So he basically raised us on snowboards. He was a general manager at a ski hill called Mount Itasca, where we spent basically every weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we were surrounded by it from very early age, and it definitely was left an impression on us. We both are still super involved in it, and then it was kind of weird because like I had just graduated school and was looking to do some film projects, and my brother, who does his own kind of creative work, we both kind of came up with the idea at the same time, like completely separate of each other.
Yeah.
Like we both just got together one day, and I'm like, hey, I have an idea for a show. Funny you say that, so do I. And then we just, same idea. Like we're like, let's do a show about snowboarding and being lifties. And
That is
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
That's really cool.
So first off, my props to you because my history of my life is, hey, I have a really good idea, and it never sees the light of day. And that's
Yeah, it
the
just
way
dies
for
at that moment.
that's a way for a lot of people. So to actually like take a story and turn it into something is absolutely incredible. So I just thought that part of it was really neat. So were you ever a lifty? Did you ever work?
yes, my brother and I were both. We had a couple seasons there where we filled in as lifties. It was more to help out the ski hill because they were just short staffed and they needed people, and we're like, well, yeah, I'll do it. Like, so a weekend here and there, I did it enough to have enough material to write.
Right.
You know,
For sure.
I think more of my life was spent being the guy that harassed the lifties.
Nice.
You know, so
Nice. So Mount Itasca, where is that in Minnesota?
so yeah, it's up on the Iron Range, so
Okay.
not far. It's like an hour and a half away. It's in Coleraine.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know about it, but it's where like the Olympic like biathlon team and all of them train. Yeah, it's like they have a little training
Real.
center right there.
Got it. I was a little confused because I know like of Itasca State Park.
Yeah.
But then, so where did you grow up?
Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Grand Rapids. Okay.
Yep.
So there's an episode, like I think number 10 or whatever, where words are hard. I pronounced lavacue.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started watching your show, I'm like, oh, they filmed some of it in Biwabik because that's
B.O.B.
the first time I saw it. It was Biwabik, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pronounced Biwabik, and people are like, "What are you talking about? It's not Biwabik.
Yeah.
It's Biwabik. What are you crazy?"
Biwabik is cool though because it's like that kind of it's got that ski town vibe.
Yeah.
which is like we got to film there because it's
Absolutely. So I loved all the places that you shot. Okay, so I'm gonna go through. I'll let you know some of my first impressions, and I'll go back and stuff. I already appreciated right off the bat. Now I've known Chris a very long time, and Chris and I have always had a thing where, like to Chris, there's no limit to what we can attempt to do. And for me, I don't want to try something unless I can reel it in the realm of possibility. Like, can we actually do this? And then I try to like dial it back a little bit, okay? And so, but the one thing that Chris has always held me against is right, you guys open up and you're showing your brother his snowboarding clip, and you're like, we're gonna shoot, and we're gonna shoot, and there's more shooting and more shooting. I had to laugh at that because I was like, what is it, Chris? Are you Chris? Because that's what Chris does to me. He's like, we're gonna shoot this, we're gonna shoot this, and it's like, are we gonna shoot today? Are we gonna shoot today? And when we come down here, let's shoot. And last year we tried doing like a 1 minute long show where we would just, shoot a minute. So we'd have to shoot like a week's worth because we were only coming down here 1 or 2 days a week. And so that was getting crazy. So I just wanted you to know like that joke I really appreciated right off the bat. It was fun for me to see Worm was wearing a Bentleyville hat, which made me crack up. And then Ethan, the character Ethan. Now, is it the same actor, Ethan, in episode 1 as it in 2, or is it different?
same guy.
It is the same guy. He looks different.
Oh, he looks different. So the thing is with these episodes, and you'll see this with episode 3 as well. We haven't nailed down a good production schedule yet, and especially because now we're getting, as they're getting bigger, the funding is getting to be more of a factor.
Yeah.
And so the first episode and the second episode are filmed. There's like a year between both of them. Same with
Crazy.
episode 3.
Yeah.
So there's some growth. He had a wedding. He got married.
Isn't that insane?
he's had a lot of big life events. So.
So what I loved about his character in the first episode is he had such a strong Minnesotan accent too, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So that really cracked me up. Just felt genuine because no matter who I watch from Minnesota, like even Vince Vaughn, he doesn't have an accent.
No.
Like you don't.
And they practice it to not sound Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, correct. The people who come from here, right? Because you said Jessica Biel was from.
Jessica Biel, I think, isn't she from Grand Rapids?
That name does sound familiar, but I can't think of.
Jessica Lange is from Cloquet.
100%.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jessica Biel is from Grand Rapids.
Fun fact about famous actors from Grand Rapids. The girl.
Garland?
Judy Garland, yeah.
So she is too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
She's like our big claim to fame.
I knew she was from Minnesota, but I didn't know exactly where up top. And Johnny
Sorry,
Cash?
she was born in Ely, Minnesota.
Johnny Cash is not Minnesotan.
What about
Josh Hartnett is
Josh Hartnett,
Minnesotan
yeah, he's-
Prince.
Just real quick, just gonna get chat.
Yeah.
Michael J. Dullum says, good evening, Chance.
Oh, hi, Mike.
And Gabe says, I've decided to visit you guys next year and travel.
Hell yeah!
Yes.
So Gabe's one of our regular viewers from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, we have a regular, and Brad's also here from California. Gabe from Puerto Rico, and yeah, we have people from all over. So they will hopefully check out Lifties, and we're gonna. I don't know when the best time to run it is, Chris, but we have a small clip from your show.
So I grabbed basically from this title sequence and the first scene from after that from episode 2.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say, please don't grab from episode 1.
And there's only 3 swear words in it. I just bleeped them out real quick.
Yeah, we had a clip prepared, but Google Drive is a trick to work with.
Yeah.
So Chris, whenever you think is a good time, we can cut to it. But otherwise, I'm gonna just keep going for my notes here. So
yeah, people in chat, let me know if the sound works. For some reason, when I was playing on this, it shows that the levels are coming in, but I can't actually monitor it.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's important. Yeah.
So I'm gonna play the clip. It's
Okay.
90 seconds, and hopefully you guys enjoy, and then we can discuss it a little bit. You've seen it, I've seen it,
Yep.
so.
Dude, what the happened last night?
We were riding, then we were drinking, and then riding.
The party.
The what?
Dude, we totally crashed Emma's party last night.
Oh yeah. Bro, I got way too f***ed up. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, that's pretty normal for you, but, you know what? I don't remember anything either.
Maybe we got roofied.
What?
Yeah, dude. I've been roofied like 5 times, and only 3 of those were voluntary.
What?
Well, I gotta build my immunity. I don't want to get drugged at the bar.
That's actually a really good point. But now I'm concerned because something happened last night. I don't know what it is, and I would like to. So, I propose we go talk to the one person who would never lie to us.
Jesus.
No. Emma. Come on. Weirdo.
Well, if Emma doesn't have the truth, I still say we should go to Jesus.
All right, and we're back. How about that?
Now,
Yeah.
Chris, were in comments, were people able to hear?
Nobody had commented anything that they couldn't, so we'll just assume that they could.
People usually call us out when we were doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
that's there. There's a lot I want to talk about like your production and things like that, but I want to just talk about my feelings about the episodes first, because it was so much fun for me. So here's the next thing. So I watched both episodes. Then I checked out your guys' Facebook page. Then I saw that the news did an article on you, and I know it was really funny for me because I called up Chris afterwards. I'm like, it is really a small group of people. It doesn't take long to get through everybody who's involved in small production. So I know who Briggs is, the person who like presented the story.
Yep.
Then she's like, oh, we sent Wyatt up to go talk to him. And then you've got Wyatt, who we had on the show.
Yep.
And Adriana, right?
Yep.
And so I'm just confused now because I work with Wyatt. So that's
Yeah.
what threw me. It made me, I'm like, wait a minute, am I doing this right or am I cross? So Wyatt went up and did an article on you guys. So then who pops up but Kaylin, your
Yeah.
guys' DP.
Yep.
And so
And my roommate.
and Chris's roommate. And so I've known Kaylin now for almost a year, probably, if not longer.
2
than that.
years.
2 years,
He
which is
helped us do
crazy.
the Ahsoka.
Yeah, parody video.
Bad
we
Guy
did a
parody.
parody of Bad Guy, Billie Eilish's Bad Guy,
Oh.
Yeah.
So I guess
and did a whole music video and everything for it.
I guess I'll talk about episode 2 after. We'll talk about that. So tell us about like production. Like, how did you guys go from getting it to be a story, which I said is like getting it from a story to something else? How did you go from getting it to a story to shooting your first episode?
That was a very quick process because we basically what the the catalyst was catalyst for this whole thing.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
We were just talking
like,
about that.
yeah, we saw that was a thing. We're like, let's see what we can submit for that.
Yeah.
And so we spun it to, this was like last second. Like this was like not even March maybe.
Okay.
2 years ago. And so I wrote the script pretty quick. And I basically like, well, it's a pilot script.
Right.
So all it has to accomplish is introducing characters.
Right.
So we have to have a scene with all the main characters at least one scene with each main character and the general setup of the show. And that's all the story has to be. It doesn't have to be anything like complicated.
Yep.
So that's the pilot. And so writing it was actually pretty easy because they all pilots of most shows follow a pretty similar formula.
Yeah.
Filming it was a little hard because it's like, we got to get some actors. And I actually reached out to Kaylin. And I'm like, hey, do you know of any actors like over like around 50 or older
Yeah.
who can be in this? And that was like our first big hurdle is like, I don't know anybody who
Yeah.
acts at that age. Well, we found Justin Powers who came in and just owned the role of Frank, the
He's
skis.
so good.
So now, is Frank the old vet guy?
Yeah.
So I wanted to specifically talk to you about him.
Mm-hmm.
His character in both episodes is amazing.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really funny. So you found it. So Kaylin knew him.
Kaylin was the one that linked us up with
Got
him,
it.
and it was perfect. I mean, it worked out so well. And so we basically came in there. I had some of my own equipment that I had bought, and my brother had some stuff, and we shot it on like a Canon 70D with
Yep.
like a 18 to 35 millimeter lens. Just a Sigma lens, not an expensive setup at
Yeah.
all. And I think it's just a regular studio mic we were using for audio. And I mean, it shows in episode 1 that the quality's a little rough, and the shots are pretty simple and basic. But we pulled it off and we got it done. Catalyst didn't want it, so we're like, okay, well, what now? And we're like, well, they don't want it, but we know we got something here, so let's
Right.
keep going. So. Yeah, after that was how do we keep making this happen?
So like reaching out and getting the ski hill or the place that worked with you, no problem.
Yeah, super easy because we have a history there with
Yeah.
them, and our dad is no longer the manager, but he was there for so long that we have all the contacts, and we
Right.
called them up and said, hey, can we use this for a weekend? And they
Yeah.
said, yeah, why not?
That's super cool.
They were already closed for the season, so
Oh, nice. Because I was gonna say, like, for example, you had the scene at the bottom of the hill where your Hunter, I don't know I can't remember his in-show name, but he's coming through and he knocks over the little kid, and just stuff like that. I was like, how'd they film that? Like, how'd they tie up the ski hill? Because it's daylight, like you can see that
Yeah.
during the day. So
they were I think they were already closed for the season. Well, they also don't operate during the weeks because they're a small operation.
Got it.
So they only operate on the weekends.
no kidding.
So the weekdays are pretty open for us to go do whatever we want. And
That's nice.
They just give us the keys, and now that we're starting to get some success, they're kind of like, well, we think maybe you should pay rent to come here. That was a board of directors thing.
Yeah, I know.
But the general manager staff there were like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
We know you guys. We trust you.
You're right.
So and we promote them. So
Absolutely. I just thought it was super cool. And so the first thing, so I watched episode 1, and the first thing I was like, I was impressed with what you guys accomplished with what you had, because I know what it's like to have limited equipment and limited availability. So that was the first thing I was really impressed by. But with the peak of it was your guys' acting is all really, really good. It was impressive to see what you guys pulled together, and I can tell from the way you did shots. Chris always tells me about like, oh, the 180 rule and all these different things. Chris is just shotgun. I get shotgun stuffed at me like Kara's a dental hygienist, so I know more about teeth than I ever should, and Chris just shoots camera stuff at me, which I want to learn, and I learn this stuff. So all your like cuts, the whole thing felt like it was made by a professional. So that was really cool. And then episode 2 was like, wow, whoa, you guys sound so much better. You look so much better. And so how did you bring Kaylin in, or where'd you go from there?
So Kaylin didn't actually come until episode 3, which hasn't aired yet.
No kidding.
Well, I hope we'll get to that because that's coming up. But
So tell me episode 2 then.
so we hired a guy named Andrew Maida. Initially, he was brought on to be our director, like our full-on director, and it was mainly because I was a little tired of directing, acting, writing, doing kind of everything.
Yeah.
But the problem was we were on a tight production schedule,
Yeah.
and sometimes his schedules didn't line up with our schedule, and our communication wasn't always great. So he came in, he shot half the scenes for episode
Okay.
2, and I shot the rest. So basically, his role was more of a director of photography at that point.
Got it.
But he did great. Like the clip we just watched, he was the behind the camera on that
Yeah.
one.
Did you
And-
upgrade gear, or what'd you use for audio? the second time?
Same gear.
Same gear?
We did upgrade to the Rode NTG
Yep.
microphone setups
Yep.
and the wireless lavs, and which were all recommended by Kaylin.
Nice.
So
Nice.
he before he was even involved, he was still like spiritually involved.
Yeah.
Where I would like because we went and attended school together, and so I'd hit him up with questions and like, hey, what do you think about this, and what about this piece of gear, and he'd be like, they'd be like, yeah, definitely grab it.
Yeah.
So, and then we also snagged. I worked on another film a couple of years ago called The Hunter, which
Okay.
was an Alex Gutterman film
Yeah.
that Kalen also worked on, and I kind of worked under Kalen for that.
Yeah.
As just a crew hand and an assistant production person. And so I grabbed a few people from that as well. I grabbed one of the sound guys that worked on that.
Nice.
He came on for episode 2. And I paid close attention to what Kalen was using for equipment.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I was taking
yeah.
mental notes so that I went and bought it. So the difference between episode 1 and 2 is really the funding that went
Yeah.
into it. Like, it was a lot more personal capital.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
So, as far as writing it goes, I had this idea of doing sort of like a hangover episode and
Yeah.
a continuation of episode 1, because episode 1 we leave on this little bit of a cliffhanger.
For sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's continue that. Like, what can we do with the rest of that story? Let's do the next day.
Yeah.
You know, they wake up and they did something not good. And they got to find out what it was. And it becomes kind of that hangover storyline
Yep.
of like putting the pieces back together and following the breadcrumbs. So it was fun. I really enjoyed writing and doing episode 2.
So then the next thing I want to bring up. So here's what cracked me up. So I'm watching. We're getting through it. So I'm already shocked from seeing the news side of it. I saw Kalen in the news program that they did. And so now it's like, okay, so I see Briggs, I see Wyatt, I see Kalen now. So then you get into the episode, which was one of my favorite scenes, is how did you hook up with Matt Rasmussen?
So Matt Rasmussen and I, so I also work at CBS KBGR.
Okay.
Matt Rasmussen is the morning show director. I
Got
was
it.
the morning show producer for 2 years.
Got it.
So he and I shared a booth together every morning for 2 years and became, tight as glue. And,
Yeah.
we have a lot of shared interests, especially with the horror stuff and
So
movies.
Matt's part was absolutely golden to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, we've had him on twice,
Yeah.
and he's done.
He
some-
was our last guest before Walmart 19 and
Yeah.
our first guest after.
Yeah, and he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we've done some production with Matt, and he's so fun to work with.
His energy level's 1,000,000%.
It's 1,000,000%.
Oh, yeah.
His mannerisms and everything are just so awesome and fun. So what cracked me up is Chris busted his chops on air, I think for the Halloween episode, that he's actually like never seen Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And so that scene was so funny to me because he's so passionate about Ghostbusters. He's so passionate about all of his Halloween, his horror stuff. So the scene where he's like, say Chucky's the best serial killer and say that Slimer is the best whatever. And then he's like, say this about Star Wars. And you're just like, red, and steam goes off. And you're like, no, you will not compromise your Star
Yeah.
Wars. So that moment watching that in that episode, I was like, Chance is a perfect guest for the podcast. He's literally a perfect. You've
If you
publicly
can't tell, we're a Star Wars podcast.
you've publicly put it out there that you couldn't call Han Solo. Was it a gay cowboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with being a gay cowboy. It's just, Brokeback Mountain did very well at the Oscars, but
It's not Harrison Ford in Star Wars.
He clearly has a thing for the ladies.
So
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I love seeing Matt in the film or in the show, and it was just super cool. So that explains Matt. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. So for my notes here, I got based off personal experience, which it sounds like it absolutely is from being a lifty, and then Frank, the actor, I loved him, and then I asked about the permission. I loved your Galileo joke bit, that whole bit. Hunter's asking about like, you ever think we're being lied to that the Earth's actually flat? And then you're like, and then you just bust it out. Have you ever heard of Galileo Galilei or whatever?
Yeah.
Like just dropping real knowledge. I just loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
So really, really well written. So if you guys haven't watched it, Chris will throw a link in the description. We just played the trailer a little bit ago. Check them out. There's 2 episodes currently out. When is episode 3 going to come out?
let me think here. I want to say March 5th. That's the first
right
Friday
around
of
the
March.
corner.
Nice.
First Friday of March, we're going to do we're still working out the logistics of it. We're going to do some sort of a live event on Facebook talking about the episode, everything that went into it, and then we're going to drop the episode onto YouTube.
Cool.
So it'll join episode 1 and 2. The episode 2 we dropped on Facebook and then YouTube. But we're trying to really drive those viewership numbers to YouTube. So if
Story
everybody
of our life.
yeah, right.
Seriously.
I get it. Yeah, it's hard. But if everybody can go check it out on YouTube, help our viewership numbers over there. We're gonna do our live event on our Facebook page ahead of the premiere. Then we're gonna premiere episode 3. Episode 3 is where Kalen actually came on as our director of photography, where we We did a crowdfund campaign.
Nice.
We actually got sponsorships. Shout out to Sutherland CBD and Superior, who came in huge with like a $700 sponsorship.
Nice.
They really helped us at the last second. We were like not totally sure if we were gonna be able to fund this episode because we were bringing on more professional actors for this one. We were introducing 2 new characters, by the way, in episode 3. 2 amazing new characters. One is played by Gwen Ruhoff, who's a very popular actor around here. She's in The Hunter.
Cool.
She's doing a sort of a Christmas slasher, I guess, as well.
Cool.
Somewhere else. So she's amazing. So she's coming on. We found another local talent named Kayla Eck, who it's her first production, but she absolutely kills it. She's the standout character of episode 3.
That's awesome.
For sure. And then Kaylin obviously just elevated the quality of the episode to a whole new level.
Yeah.
So I would go as far as to say episode 3 is really where we finally hit that like streaming quality, like what you'd expect out of a show that you might stream on Hulu or Netflix or something.
Nice.
Yep.
That's what we hit with episode 3.
I
exciting.
am friends with Kalen on Facebook, and I see all of his posts, and so I feel so dinosaurish just talking about Facebook, but because it's just everybody I work with is so into Instagram and Snapchat and everything, but like us old people, I guess, I don't know. Kalen puts it on his sleeve being Facebook, on anything that he's doing. So he'll talk about unwrapping anamorphic images with lenses and like pre-programming stuff into his viewfinders. He doesn't have a Ninja 5, does he? Just but like his.
He has an Inferno, I want to say.
It's a recorder though, right?
Yeah.
And so he talks about like his he talks about it all, and I just love reading whatever he has talked about. All of his Premiere problems. Like I don't think you can make a video unless you complain about Premiere Pro. It's par for the course.
That's true. My Premiere Pro won't do anything with the MPG codec right now, which is real nice.
So all the frustrations about that stuff. I was just blown away that you guys were able to pull it off in a local environment.
Yeah.
You got a Lifties fan here. I'm gonna watch all of the stuff that you guys put out.
I appreciate that.
3 is dropping then. What's your long-term goal for Lifties from here on out?
Well, so after 3 drops, it's a little bit of a weird situation now because I'll be out of the country for a year in about 2 weeks. Because I think I mentioned earlier when I was texting, we were texting back and forth, or who I was texting with, was that I'm in the National Guard, part time. So I'll be leaving overseas for a year to do some stuff with that, and then come back, and then we're gonna do, now that we've realized with episode 3 we can film an entire episode in a weekend, or in a 3-day period, which we did with episode 3.
Nice.
We're like, okay, we can do the rest of the season probably in a month if we're like really good at planning, which we did with episode 3. We planned every little facet of it, and we knocked it out. So we're like, going forward, we're going to come back, or I'm going to come back, get everybody back together, and we're going to film the rest of the season. So no more of this 1 episode a year stuff.
like the BBC.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this limited series stuff. Like we're going to come back. We have 3 episodes left in the season planned that we're going to. We have scripts in the pre-written stage right now, or some general concept ideas for what we want to do. We have our idea for our finale. It's all building towards this big snowboard event, Shredfest.
Yeah.
It's all building towards that. So episode 6 is definitely going to be, that focused on that. But yeah, come back, finish the rest of the season, and then once we have a completed season and a product, from there, our goal, I guess, would be to start looking at streaming possibilities. Then once we get a complete product, we're like, well, can we go to Hulu, or can we go to Netflix,
right?
Amazon, any of these other streaming platforms, and find a home for Lifties?
That's awesome.
Nice.
Something a little more sustainable than YouTube.
Right. Absolutely.
Fair.
Yeah. Because it's so hard. We know about getting the thing there. So here's what's fun. You guys don't have to venture into the unknown, because Wyatt's put his movie on Prime. Mm-hmm. So is Keith.
Yep.
And so it's like you have some resources available to help you do that. I think you would have no problem getting it on there from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So far, which is
You're ready to earn a penny per 20,000 views.
Yeah, right. Is that like Keith and Wyatt?
I don't know what it is. It's not great.
I know, but it's something, right? It's like getting a IMDb page or something. You know, it's
It's
just
a little bit more legitimate.
a little bit more legitimate. You can introduce yourself as Chance with the show on Amazon Prime or Hulu or whatever. You know,
It's kind of like that. Like, I imagine. So like whenever we go like for like Emmy time or whatever, I can go and announce it. I was like, I'm an Emmy nominated video producer or whatever, right?
Right.
It's something that I worked on for like 5 minutes. We submitted for an Emmy, so it's like he says like, oh, like it's just one extra thing that adds a little bit of clout to your name.
Right.
that's so cool. I empathize with your guard story. We can talk after about that, but I'm also
Sure.
in the guard.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing since.
Airplane guard.
Yeah, the airplane guard. I've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
So a long time.
Only 17 years left.
I know. Yeah. I've done 17 years. I've been in the military for feels like ever, and I got hired full time, and then now that's just it ended up being my job, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. So we'll talk about that
For sure. Yeah,
after the fact.
absolutely.
Yeah, because deployments suck.
Oh, man.
I hate leaving. It's the worst.
But it is good money,
Yeah.
and and the way I've kind of spun it is like, well, yeah, I have to take a year off production. However, I get to come back with a pretty good chunk of untaxed change.
Correct.
To then funnel into the show.
Absolutely.
So
Here's what it's going to destroy you to not being able to work. You can work on it, right? You can write scripts.
That's
you can
the plan,
Do all the
yeah.
stuff. You
Do
can
all the writing and-
pre-production. But like not being able to actually like get hands on with it. It's always the thing that destroys me about being gone. Is it's like I get super. I bought a car one time before deployment. I literally like the weekend before I drove down to Chicago and picked up a Subaru and then drove it home and then got on the plane and left for a deployment. And the whole time I'm just sitting there like I want to get home to my car. I want to go race it. I want to go drive it. I want to go everything with it. I just missed it so much. And I just had to like it was my background wallpaper for a while. Like, baby, come back. I
Right.
missed it so much. And then I did come home and it was winter and I took it off down the driveway and it had just summer tires on it that were completely bald because Subaru, right, all wheel drive.
Yeah.
And I tapped the brakes and I slid like 10 feet down the driveway and I immediately like frowned, put it in reverse, backed down the driveway and took my old 93 Dodge Dakota pickup truck out. And I was like, I got to order snow tires for the car. 'Cause I couldn't even drive it when I got home. So that absolutely was a bummer. But super, super cool. I'm really glad that you reached out to Chris. How'd you guys?
Yeah, he was just like, hey, we want to be on the thing. And I'm like, heck yeah.
Well, we've been watching for a while. I've been very aware of your guys' podcast forever, and as we got done with, it's great.
Yeah, cool.
Especially I love Star Wars, like as we've already established.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I've been staring at that thing for a while.
So
Oh, did you see
funny.
that guy up there?
I didn't. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I accidentally broke the engine off, but that's
Yeah.
what sitting there. But
That thing lived right here for
the
probably a good
longest
6
time.
months.
Yeah, the longest time.
We didn't know what to do with it.
So
It's a hog.
that's a perfect transit. So anyway, I'm glad you came on, and like I said, it was really fun for me to see just these people that I've got to know over the course of it's all been through Chris, but it's also been in the spirit of video production, and to have you on, it's been really fun so far. I was really excited, and I was like I said, when you came in, I was like, whoa, I am expecting your character from Lifties, not
Had my partner come on, my brother Hunter,
Yeah.
who's the co-writer. You would have gotten your wish because he is Dax. Like that's who he is. And he's a big fan of he says, oh, I just like to stay in character because he's so method. No, that's just who he is. Like no acting necessary.
So before because I wanted to just chat with you about Star Wars for a second, but before we get to that, I loved the like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Underground Skater games and the soundtrack. But depending on how well you did, you'd unlock those sweet, sweet skate videos.
Yeah.
And your snowboarding segment in the first episode really just struck one of those. I fell in love with that segment specifically because it had that. You put a filter, but old timey skateboarding video. It reminded me. It's just nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
It was totally nostalgic. I loved seeing that. It was just sick. So is he? Do you snowboard?
I do.
But he is doing the stunts in that video.
Yeah. So
Is he the better snowboarder?
Oh well, depends. So
Said like a true brother.
yeah. Credits where credits due. When it comes to park terrain riding like that, like going into the park and hitting ramps and rails and jumps and stuff like that, that's all him. Freestyle snowboarding, it's all him. When it comes to more like the big mountain stuff, like finding the backcountry trails and
Oh, yeah.
finding powder and going out and finding mountains, that's more me.
Awesome.
That's my happy place.
Yeah.
He's actually, as we're doing this today, he's competing tomorrow. He's out at Giants Ridge right now in Bowabic.
Oh, cool.
Because he's competing tomorrow in a snowboard competition.
Nice.
Awesome.
So he's doing his due diligence out there promoting Lifties.
Yes.
I think we're doing a soft premiere this weekend of the episode 3 just for
Nice.
the competitors.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
Stuff like that needs to happen, like get people, hey, behind the scenes, sneak peek, let people see some stuff and get them hyped.
More people need to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things, it's hard to promote it, but once people see it, like you said, people like everybody seems to fall in love with it.
Yeah.
I think it's a series that's very silly, but I think it has a lot of heart too at the same time.
There needs to be more smaller production that is promoted because the thing about YouTube is there's a noise floor that is impossible, it feels like, to get above it. And your guys' work should be above that noise floor for sure. It's just, to see, there's so many shots, and I don't know where you guys shot them, but it looked like just the skyline, all the skyline shots, was that all in, was that in the Mount where the ski hill is?
So episode 1 and episode 2, there's a lot of mixing going on.
Okay.
A lot of the terrain park stuff that you saw, that was at Giants Ridge.
Okay.
So, and then like, for example, the scene we just watched, that was at Spirit Mountain.
Got it.
Most of the stuff that involves anything inside the chalet or at the chairlift, that's all Mount Itasca.
Got it.
But as far as like the outdoor terrain stuff, a lot of that's like done Giants Ridge.
Yeah, because I was like, some of it's like, oh, I see, the skyline looks familiar and all that stuff. It was so cool.
And that's kind of what's been cool is like we can blend all these different, because we're, obviously we're trying to promote Midwest snowboarding with this series too. It's a sport that it kind of rose and it peaked and then it went down.
Yeah.
But now we're kind of seeing it go back up, especially with the last year. With this COVID, all this COVID stuff.
Yep.
The one thing people can do is go outside and snowboard and ski because people wear masks anyway.
Right.
And you're not really ever mingling with people outside, your own family or friends when you ride their lifts together.
Right.
So it's a really good social distance activity. And I know my younger brother is 14 years old. He also has a little scene in episode 3, which is pretty great.
Nice.
He says that like he's seen more of his friends in his age group going out snowboarding now
awesome.
and doing more of it.
Cool.
So it's cool, and we want to keep promoting it because we do love the sport.
Yeah.
We love film and we love TV and all that stuff too, but we do love snowboarding and skiing.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
We want to keep that sport growing.
There is, it just reminds me of so the car scene has changed too over the years. Like when I was growing up, it was like the Fast and Furious movies were popular, and like you could go down to Canal on a weekend and you see cars driving around, and that's going away. Like that type of, I ain't gonna go rent my own car stuff, seems like it's going away.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a show, Discovery Plus is a new streaming service. This isn't a peg for them. We're not sponsored by anybody. But there's a show on there about this woman who starts a restaurant, and the only way to go to that restaurant is to send a postcard. They single-handedly saved their post office because of all the reservations they get that have to go through their post office and then come to their restaurant.
That's brilliant.
That's
And
really cool.
specifically, they said that the only thing that their town she grew up in was a post office and a general store. So the reason why they did that was to drive traffic through their local post office.
Okay.
So in a way, like if you can shed some light and make it seem like
These places are a cool place
these
to
places
go.
are a cool
You can
place
have
to
a good
go.
time. Yeah.
Have a good time. Yeah, absolutely. You like butterfly effect really on snowboarding in the Midwest. That's super cool.
Right. Yeah. No, that's the hope. Like it's about the culture. It is obviously it centers around these lift operators, but on a larger scope, it's about the culture of snowboarding and skiing. And we're hoping as we go along and do more episodes that we can showcase that a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's the goal anyway. Like what you said with that first episode with that little snowboard cut.
Yeah.
We want to do more of that.
Yeah, it was so that one hit me right, and I was like, oh, this reminds me of like Tony. Like, I'd never watched a ton. I still did watch some like BMX or like BMX. I played SSX Tricky. That snowboarding game on, I think it was on the GameCube or the 64. It was just, I loved that game. I absolutely love that game. And if my cousin John is still watching, he was a huge snowboarder, tried to get me a snowboard forever, and I always just hurt myself on a snowboard. It's really, really fun. I have a snowboard. I don't own a pair of skis anymore, but I still have a snowboard.
Wait.
It just beats me up.
Where is it?
At the in the attic of our garage that my dad always yells me to clean out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you.
Yeah.
All right.
Snowboarding boots up there, but I
real
always
quick.
catch an edge and then I fall over.
Real quick,
oh, yeah.
anybody in chat, if you guys have any questions for Chance,
Shoot him.
go ahead and
Into chat.
put them into the thing. Like, I feel like people have not been commenting out of respect because I normally break away to address the comments or whatever. But like, feel free to put some questions in the chat if you want me to pose them. If you guys want to know anything, well, we've got him here.
Ask away. And again, I'm gonna just plug it away again. Go check out Lifties on YouTube. Go check them out. Subscribe to them.
I commented the link to both the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, and the name of the YouTube channel is right there on the bottom underneath the Lifties logo. So you guys have no excuse to not find it.
Oh, there's a comment.
That was Brad saying I don't ask questions when you guys have guests.
Oh, Brad's awesome.
Fan
Okay.
number one.
So
Yeah.
awesome job on Lifties. So now I'm just gonna pick your brain for just a second on Star Wars.
Oh boy.
So tell me about like where'd you get introduced, or tell us like a big Star Wars memory you have.
I feel like the Star Wars stories could be really similar to the snowboard story. My dad, obviously, he grew up in that golden era.
Oh, yeah.
Of he was a kid when the first Star Wars movie came out.
Yep.
And he tells the story about how my grandma brought him to the movie, brought him and my uncle, and they went and saw it. And I think he said he saw it like 5 times.
Yeah,
A New Hope.
absolutely.
And so, Star Wars when I was growing up was a staple, like in our house. Like I'd be with my dad on the weekends, and my brother and I would be, and we'd be like, eating Domino's pizza.
Oh, for sure.
Or sitting around the TV watching,
Nice.
A New Hope, Empire, Return, and then, whatever other movies like Steven Spielberg's Jaws and Indiana Jones, like those movies.
Oh, yeah.
Those were like my core childhood movies.
Absolutely.
E.T. as well was also in there, but yeah, those movies were like on repeat all the time.
sure.
So very formative film watching as a kid. And then, I still remember going to see The Phantom Menace in theaters as a little kid, and just being blown away by Duel of Fates. And
Absolutely.
even though I didn't know what it was called at the time.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Because I was a kid, I just thought the double lightsaber was cool. And I used to have one of those, those toys that it was the skinny little Darth Maul double lightsaber
Yep.
that had like the candy pieces in the blades.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what kind of candy it was, but it was like a promotional thing that they were doing, and I had one, and my brother and I were like beating the crud out of each other with it.
For sure.
And yeah, I ended up breaking it, and the candy went everywhere. I don't even know how the candy was supposed to come out of it. Like the blade had candy in it. I don't know how it was
Maybe you
supposed
have
to come
to
out.
beat up your brother
Yeah.
and
Right,
candy out.
seriously.
That might be the way.
It's a reverse pinata.
I was just thinking the same thing, yeah.
You beat the stick instead, and then it comes out.
That is $1 million idea.
Reverse
dude.
pinata. It actually is.
Copyright Breakup or Rise of the Podcast 2021.
Okay, or either that, Chris. Could you imagine? So you fill up a pinata with cement, and then the bat's the paper mache thing. So you like go to swing it, and it's the same thing. The bat explodes instead. It wouldn't hurt.
You'd only need the one pinata ever then.
Exactly. Yeah, you would just have let's bust out old cementi and just whoop, the trees hanging over at 90 degrees because it's got so much weight on it. Oh, that's so cool.
Mike Dullum says you should add the Danbo character.
Okay, so he's Mike is a family member. Danbo is the nickname for my grandfather. He's an old timer hunter, and so he's a very good hunter. He's like one of those old breed type guys.
Yeah.
And so we always called him Danbo as a play on Rambo.
Got it.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
That is awesome.
So I don't know how we'd work that in, but we could figure it out.
I have a coworker who his nickname is Chewbacca. the
Okay.
Wookiee. And so when he gets angry, we say he's going Wook Noble. Mm-hmm. And sometimes his claim to fame is if you ask him for help, he'll just do it for you instead of help. Like, it'd say, oh, here's how you do it. He'll just do it. So we call it taking a wook at it. Like, oh, did Pat take a wook at it for you? Like, 'cause
This
then he'll
one
just-
goes there. That one goes there.
Yeah, exactly. So I love Danbo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super, super cool.
He could be going down the hill and like all these snowboarders are like harassing him. It's like these punk kids today don't appreciate
Yeah.
the way that ski hills operate.
You just do a couple snowboarders or skiers riding by, and then you pan up, and there's a guy sitting in his deer stand,
Yes.
wearing blaze orange because it's an early winter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
That's funny. That's funny.
I love it.
So then, okay, so you mentioned the prequel. So I got you see. I mean, you've seen 2 and 3,
Oh, yeah.
and you've seen 7, 8, 9. Were you excited to go see 7, 8, 9? Have you seen the?
I was really excited to go see The Force Awakens. I actually remember going to the theaters the premiere night of The Force Awakens and just being like caught up in everything.
Yeah.
The energy was so high.
Yeah. For sure.
With all the decorations and everybody's in costume and lightsabers everywhere.
Yep.
And you go into the theater and everybody's holding up their lightsaber,
Yeah.
and it was just it made me feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Going to see The Force Awakens, and the movie was good. In my opinion, was good.
I loved Force Awakens.
Yep.
I loved it. I was super excited for the next one. I mean, the Chewie were home. It just
Heart melted.
Maz. I liked everything. I loved The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So, and then 8. It's okay. You can, 9.
We're allowed to have honest opinions here.
Things happened.
Yeah.
Decisions were made. I don't know if everyone was consulted.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
But how about Mando?
Oh my God. Okay.
Now we can.
And everybody's allowed to have their opinions and to love everything about Star Wars, so yeah, I'm not as stoked about the Last Jedi or the
Force,
Rise of Skywalker.
Skywalker.
yeah. I'm not as excited about those. They had moments where I
Yeah.
got a little like,
Yoda in 8.
yeah.
The Yoda scene.
Oh.
It just did it for me.
That almost saved the movie.
I know.
And and obviously I love Mark Hamill, but
Yeah.
he was kind of forced to do something he didn't want to do. But Mando, oh man, like, yeah, my girlfriend and I just spent Valentine's Day watching all of season 2.
Yes.
It was my second watch through, but
Yeah.
she was just getting on it, and
Nice.
we actually just finished season 2 via FaceTime because she's in Oregon.
No way.
Yeah, and I got to watch her bawl her eyes out during the finale.
Yes.
Yeah,
The hand touch or Grogu leaving or
all of it.
all of
Yeah.
it.
Everything about that last couple minutes of that episode.
So
Now-
freaking good.
So we've had people on here. I can't think of their names right now. Who their girlfriend hadn't seen Star Wars or stuff like that. And it's just a classic thing. I've had that conversation with a billion people. I've never seen Star Wars. Had she at least seen Star Wars and know who Luke is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. She's as big of a nerd as me.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I got a video on my phone of her jumping up and down on the couch with lightsabers.
Yay.
That her friends had just got in the mail that day. They were like
Yes.
those nice ones.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
For sure.
yeah, she's as big of a Star Wars nerd. In fact, we were talking the other day about how do we theme our wedding around Star Wars.
Oh, heck
Yes.
And we were pitching ideas right now.
You do it like the medal ceremony at the end of A New Hope.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Hopefully she's watching. She just wrote that down.
Yeah.
we talked about like having the lightsabers. Like having the aisle. Everybody have a lightsaber
Yeah.
for the aisle.
We can supply you with some.
I've one thing I did see was people took lightsaber blades and they put the bouquets in the lightsaber blades.
Oh.
Or the handles.
hilts?
The
Yeah.
hilts, yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I could probably
I've
3D
seen that
print
one.
some stuff there.
Yeah.
And we
See,
know we have a.
Going back, I kind of wish we would have done, but at that point, neither of us had really admitted our love for Star Wars. Like, we knew we liked Star Wars, but we didn't know we liked Star Wars.
We like Star
We knew we
Wars.
liked
but
each other. We didn't know if we
not
liked.
start a podcast and like put up wallpaper of R2D2 together like Star Wars. So yeah, it's crazy.
I did not look around good enough when I came in here. Oh my god! Oh,
There is
little baby Grogu.
there is no escape. I just think I have absolutely loved getting to know you tonight on the podcast, and I will, like I said, I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna watch all the rest of your Lifties episodes, and I
Yeah.
really wish and hope to see
Next year.
success. Hey,
year.
that's okay.
Well, episode 3 this year.
It's coming out. Yeah, that one will be coming out, and then the rest will come out in a more consistent manner. It's not going to be like I can't think of the name of the show that had like a really inconsistent release schedule. But-
Sherlock.
Yeah, seriously. It's such a good show, though. I love Sherlock. Okay, sorry.
Oh no, and then so it's to buy someone's time in the age of having everything available on demand. Like I hooked up Chris with Discovery Plus, and how many 21 seasons of Mythbusters on there?
It's like 20, I think.
I've been just crushing like the Grand Tour and Top Gear on streaming services, and when I watched your guys' show, I was like, okay, this is cool, and it gets me excited to watch your next episode. So it was really, really fun.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I've loved hearing about your Star Wars story. We're gonna have to have you on again in the future.
Absolutely. I
So,
would love that.
If not before you leave, since you're leaving soon, definitely when you come back.
Yeah.
And then we can someday we have a fourth chair.
I was gonna
We'd love
say
to have
we'd
two
have
guests
to
on.
like
That's
do a
broken right now is the
configuration.
problem.
But yeah, and have your brother on as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and he would enjoy it. It just didn't timing wise didn't quite work out.
No,
and
that's okay.
yeah, no, I'm totally cool to be on. I've been, like I said, I've been watching your guys' podcast for a while.
yeah.
Just kind of quietly lurking, watching.
Yeah, no, that's
So it's really cool to.
we have our fair share of longtime listeners that also lurk. That we get a kind of comment every now and then, be like, "Hey, I'm here," and it's really
It's
fun.
always fun to get
So-
those comments.
My favorite thing is people's reaction when they actually get to see the studio for the first time after. Like,
It's never
Well, yeah,
as
so-
big as they think it is.
We're kind of doing it backwards this time because you came sort of midstream. Usually we like show people around and let them sort of get acclimated, and we're just like, get in the chair, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's
all good.
no
It's
That's just
problem.
that's the way life is sometimes.
Yeah.
Chris asked what we want to do. I was like, "We'll just put up a hold screen and we'll just get you in the chair and we'll get you acclimated." But it's just been awesome.
Gravedigger Dave himself, Matt Rasmussen.
Hey.
What's going on?
Yeah, Matt.
Matt, if you fast forward, if you
If you
rewind, Matt, you can hear what I really think of you earlier in the episode. So
Oh, man, I feel like we didn't. We could have
feel like
talked
that's-
about him the whole
Yeah.
time.
I really could have. It's crazy.
The writing for that scene, I mean, that was very much real conversations that he and I have. The only difference being that I actually like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You know, like my character Levi has to act like he doesn't, but
Right.
I do. So
I absolutely lost it at that scene. We have an 8-week-old at home, and so right now he's with my parents, and he was getting fussy, so I like ran upstairs to Kara, and then I'm sitting upstairs, and Kara's like, "Is Matt on the TV?" I had to run back down, like put Chip down with Kara, and I ran back downstairs. I'm like, "It's Matt!" And then we heard and then I saw the star. It was just awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
that scene was that was a late night shooting that scene. We were all there till like 1 a.m. That was a late one, but it was worth it. It was a fun scene to do.
Everything about it, even just like the guy asking about the bong, and then Matt's reaction. It's not a bong, it's a water pipe. We're more sophisticated than that.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Not one of your Colorado weed shops.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's got Matt written all over it.
Yeah,
it just
absolutely.
does. It absolutely does. It is so awesome.
So speaking of Ghostbusters, you saw that there's that like UCS Ecto 1 coming out, right?
I know. We'll have to build it with Matt.
I'm so excited about that. That's gonna be a freaking.
They're
cool
making
set.
They're making the car
Yeah,
in a Lego.
Is that for the promotion, the new movies promotion?
Yeah,
I think so.
Probably,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
tying to that.
But it's absolutely epic, and Matt has built Legos with us in the past. Matt came down, and we're just like, "Hey, are you ready for like a whole day of production?" And so when we used to have guests on, if
Yeah.
this was podcast circa a year ago before we were doing live,
Yeah,
we
we're
probably
talking, like in the 30s area.
we probably would have pinned you down and then done like a game afterwards. Chris used to like choreograph.
I was trying to come up with one. So here's what I would have done because the show's called Lifties. I was gonna try and come up with a thing where it's like you guys guess what gets moved by these exotic lifting devices.
which would be epic. Like
So-
That'd be
yeah, like,
hilarious.
be funny.
So then like you get a picture, you get to look at whatever this is, and like what does this thing lift?
That'd be hilarious.
For Keith, we had Chris did a cursed item, and whether it
Oh.
was real item or not. And he tried to get me with was it the Garfield one I fell for?
Yeah, the Klopman diamond.
The Klopman diamond. But then there's the chair that if you sit in, you die,
What?
which is a real thing.
Rasmussen, you dirty dog. He built the new Ecto already.
No way.
Well, you can just comment on our video
Of course.
then.
Well, Matt, are you willing to take it apart, come down, and time lapse build it so I don't have to spend the money on it? Because Matt, when I saw that, I kid you not, I was willing to buy it and then give it to you on air. But of course, you had to do it yourself. So,
But he's the man who needs to have it. So it's like,
oh, I get it. Of course I know him. He's me. Because all the Star Wars stuff comes out, as you can see, and I have to get it. So it's absolutely ridiculous.
Speaking of the star, have you guys found a place that's selling like a decent Mandalorian helmet yet?
No, I've seen mocks. People, if you can see Boba Fett up there.
Yeah.
I've seen parts lists where you can do that helmet in Mando colors.
Okay.
Yep.
Matt says he's down to build it again.
Matt will talk after the episode because we would do a review at the bare minimum of it
Yeah.
and have Matt on for it as a guest because
Definitely.
that's epic. But our Lego channel is doing way better than our podcast channel.
Legos are awesome. So.
Because
Heck yeah.
so we used to do them
It was all
everything
one
on,
channel.
on this channel. And then Chris and I talked about it. I was like, well, let's split it off. And it's so much easier to just post Lego stuff to a Lego dedicated channel.
Yeah.
Because we feel like we're not getting subscriber burnout. And then people who like come for Legos, they're coming there versus they might come for the podcast and they see a Lego video and get mad, or vice versa. They want more Lego stuff. And
I never hopped on. I like seeing them assembled.
Yeah.
But I never hopped on the Lego trend. But I do remember the first wave of Bionicle.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was thinking about that the other day. I had a little bit of surge of nostalgia, and I was thinking about the Bionicle canisters.
Yeah,
and
oh,
like,
yeah.
I had the water one, like that had the hooks for hands.
Absolutely.
Those things were so epic.
That was fun because that was like, again, Lego's different direction to, like, recapture a new audience that they never had before, and they were super cool. They were so cool. They came in canisters. Right?
Yeah, they had like
totally
these really
did.
cool like metallic canisters, I think, and yeah, they had like these really awesome epic commercials for all of them.
Yeah.
Each individual character had its own epic like little world.
Right.
So yeah,
And back everything. Yeah, it's super super cool. Chris, you put up a picture
Yeah.
for your own memory's
There's a
sake.
Bionicle movie. Oh no, I know exactly.
Oh yeah, they did have movies too.
Here, let's see. I'm gonna pop up the screen share real quick here. See if that ends up working.
And then I had the
showing
blue
now?
guy with the hook hands, and then my brother had the green one, because like those were our favorite colors growing up. Whereas
Yeah.
mine was blue and his was green. So yeah,
So yeah, this is the Bionicle. So as you can see on the top row, we got some canister things happening there. That's a sign of the times.
Just like Dunkaroos and I'm sure
Dunkaroos.
Matt's probably excited. I know he's ecto cooler, but it's also just his nostalgia that McDonald's, I guess, is gonna have high C again.
oh yeah.
Why did they even get rid of it?
I don't know.
They need to bring the McWraps back, or whatever the heck they're called.
Those were good.
I loved those things.
Those
I
aren't
used to
like
eat them all
snack wraps.
Yeah, snack wraps. I see those things all the time. The crispy ones.
Those things came into existence and disappeared in such like a narrow window.
I
'cause
know.
They did not exist when I quit working there, and then like right after I quit working there, they showed up. And then it's like, huh, interesting. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're gone.
I loved those. I think it was all for like a summer, and I ate those like all the time.
They were so good.
Do you guys remember the cartoon movies they used to do for McDonald's for like Hamburglar
Oh,
and
yeah.
Grimace and I don't remember if you could even, I don't even know how they like came about. You could buy them at the McDonald's store.
Yeah.
I just remember I just had them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where they came from.
Just had them.
I don't even.
Interesting.
I didn't even. And I know he's gone now, but I didn't even realize like the day that they stopped using Ronald McDonald. Like he just wasn't. He's gone now.
What?
Yeah,
That-
he's not an advertiser for him anymore.
Oh.
and yeah, there was just a day that he was there, and then they just kind of silently just
What
Swept them under the rug.
What
Maybe
did they replace them with?
Clowns are out of touch now,
nothing.
I
They
guess.
probably replaced him with ba da 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 da, and that was probably it.
Isn't there that box thing
new
now?
jingle.
The weird, creepy, like looking box. That they
Probably
got for
the Happy
kids?
Meal box.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it has a face.
yep. And then it's happy.
I don't like that.
Well, on that terrible disappointment.
I guess it is about time. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys are watching in the future, go ahead and give this video a like. It shows you want to see content like this in the future. Comment down below how you felt about your sneak peek of Lifties, if you're going to go and check it out, or how you feel about Star Wars, if you were a Bionicle kid, or if you want to see Ronald McDonald come back. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.